Hi, welcome to my video on how to change the rear struts on a 2005 Acura MDX. It's very similar to the Pilot, so if you're going to do one on a Pilot, it should be pretty much exactly the same parts. Maybe the compression ratio is slightly different on the rebound ratio is slightly different on the MDX, but pretty much the same procedure on how to do it. Start out by jacking the vehicle up and placing a jack stand underneath. Things you're going to need for this repair are going to be a jack stands, impact driver if you happen to have one, a 19 and 17 millimeter, a hammer to knock the old shock off a little bit, some WD-40 as a penetrating oil, a large screwdriver. It's always nice to have rubber gloves. Keep your hands just a little bit cleaner. To start off, we're going to use the 19 millimeter to take the wheel off. Now that we have the wheel off, you can see inside pretty clearly that the shock is easily accessed with the 17 millimeter. One bolt's at the top, which clamps to a nut or a threaded area on the frame, and the other one is in the interior. It's the same 17 millimeter, and the bolt is clamped onto the rear wheel carriage area. We're just going to hit these with penetrating oil to loosen them up a little bit, but I've just done the other side. They all came off pretty easily. With your large screwdriver, push down on the top of the shock. You can see how easily it compresses, and you can slide it out of the way. Then with the bottom, you take a ball peen hammer, just give it a couple of taps and knock it off the stud that it attaches to. It's pretty easy to get the thing out. Shouldn't take you much effort, but you do want to think about compressing it down. Well, you got everything off. Take a look and make sure, like the exhaust hanger's in good shape. Take a look at the bushings and the control links, and make sure your drive shaft and everything. And this is probably one time you actually get back and get a chance to take a look at your rear brakes and see how much pad are left. Those rear brakes tend to get about around 100,000 miles, 80,000 miles if you're using Honda replacement parts on them. You get the new shock, it's got a strap on there to keep it compressed. It's a little bit easier just to leave the strap on there as you're trying to manipulate the shock into place. Place it on the lower stud first before, and maybe thread the nut on it before you try to place it up at the top area. You get the new shock, it's got a strap on there to keep it compressed. It's a little bit easier just to leave the strap on there as you're trying to manipulate the shock into place. Place it on the lower stud first before you can just hand tighten that first nut on it, just so you have the nut on there. Place it up at the top area. Then reach up to the top and pull the compression strap off the shock. And it should extend up, and you can just slip it into the upper carriage area on the frame of the truck. You just got it up pretty much that easily. Throw the bolt back in and torque both of them down to the specs you're going to find in the service manual. That's really all there is to it to put that back on. It's a pretty simple operation. Took me on the first side maybe 10 minutes or so. This side was a little bit more, messing around with the camera, but all in all, pretty simple deal. You know, when you got this many miles on a car like this, it's had kind of a tough life. And a new set of shocks and struts around this thing should make it ride and drive quite a bit better. Thanks to all the guys out there that put videos up. I put this one up, not that I'm any good mechanic, but I just do appreciate having other guys that know what they're doing help the rest of us out and save a couple of bucks. Thanks a lot and hope this helps.